This question is a little tricky. There's some trap answers, and the most important thing that we can do here is make sure that we find matching ideas, right? Strong words, words that stick out as having a lot of meaning. They're going to be important. We got to find them in the lines. We got to match those ideas. And look at question 38. Each choice is only made up of strong words, right? Controversial, threatening, weighty, unanswerable, momentous, pressing, provocative, mysterious. Those are words that are so powerful. They carry a lot of meaning. And so we're going to need to test that meaning. But first, we should make sure we understand what the heck is going on, right? So we first need to look at these lines 53 to 57 and try to get a sense of what they're talking about. What are these questions that she's talking about? So 53 to 57, that is here. And I might read a little bit before and after this, just kind of get a sense of what we're leading into here. So maybe let's start here. The questions that we have to ask and to answer about that procession during this moment of transition are so important that they may well change the lives of all men and women forever. For we have to ask ourselves, here and now, do we wish to join that procession or don't we? On what terms shall we join that procession? Above all, where is it leading us, the procession of educated men? The moment is short. It may last 5 years, 10 years, or perhaps only a matter of a few months longer. Okay, so I kind of got the sense of importance. Okay, fine. So these questions are important. I'm going to just write that down. I don't need to understand them on a deeper level. We'll let the line references for number 39 help us do that. So 46 to 47, let's go to that line and see what we can make, what sense we can make of it. Here it is. We are here on the bridge to ask ourselves certain questions. Well, that is not a characterization of the questions. That is just telling us that the questions exist. And so the way I describe this is what I call a what choice. It tells us what we know. We know that there are questions that Wolf wants us to ask. What we are tasked with by question 38 is to find a why choice. That tells us why these questions are important or why these questions matter. So they do this a lot with evidence questions. So just be careful that you're not simply picking an answer that repeats what they said. They might want that, but they more often will want more. They'll want the next idea that kind of builds off of that. So just keep it in mind. 48 to 49. That is here. And they are very important questions, and we have very little time in which to answer them. So that kind of matches important, very little time. Yeah, I would definitely keep that choice in. It seems to be talking about and characterizing the questions. So there we go. 57. I read that before, right here, line reference C. The moment is short. That's literally the whole reference, right? So, okay, that also seems related to the questions because, well, we read it before. It's right next to them. The moment is short. Seems important. And 62. That excuse shall not serve you, madam. I have no idea what that means. That's just like a random phrase. So, yeah, that's gone. So now we're between two choices. Great. I don't care which one is right because I don't know enough about my goal here in order to sort through that. So I'm going to let the answer choices in number 38 do that for me, right? So what do I need to look for in my remaining line references, B and C? Let's highlight them. Let's just make it really clear what we want. We need something that's controversial and threatening. Well, threatening is a very scary word, and I don't really see anything about that here, right? There's not a lot of time, maybe, but threatening? That's nothing about this suggests threatening. Also, nothing about it suggests controversy, so none of this really fits with any of the line references. They are weighty and unanswerable. Well, weighty is a tough word. That means important, so that checks out. They say it's important, right? But unanswerable? I don't have any evidence of that. Now, I may look at the questions that she asked and have my own opinion about whether they're unanswerable or not, but that's not what the question is asking for. It's asking, what does Wolf say? So we would need the lines themselves to tell us that they are unanswerable, and they do not. She says that we need to answer them. They are important questions. So it even maybe says the opposite. So this right here is a problem. They are momentous and pressing. Well, momentous means important, so I have that right here. And pressing means we don't have a lot of time, right? Like urgent. So that seems to check off, right? It says very little time, moment is short. And so now we really get to the fine matching ideas piece of this. Actually, you know what? Let's do D quick. Are they mysterious? No. Are they provocative? Meaning are they controversial? No, we said that before. So D is wrong. So it's definitely C. But remember, fine matching ideas, we need the lines to directly point to both of these ideas, right? They both say that the time is short. It's pressing, it's urgent, right? That's right here in C. That's all that C is, in fact. And then choice B, line reference B, says we have very little time. So both line references hit that idea of pressing. But we've already done all of choice C. There's nothing left in that line reference. But we still need to match the idea of momentousness. And important does that. That's it. So line reference B has to be the answer because both of the ideas in choice C of 38 are in that line reference. Line reference C has one of the ideas, but not both. And our job is to find evidence of things. And so it doesn't have the evidence in line reference C that it's momentous. We know it's momentous from the other lines, from the other things that she's saying. But in order for these paired questions to work, we really need the lines in our chosen line reference to support as much as we can about the answer to number 38. It has to be as tight of a match as we can get. And I think that that's why people get this wrong, is they don't think that deeply about it. And line reference C is more understandable, so they go with that instead of really digging into line reference B and noticing, yeah, it's got both of these ideas. Really great question. Another one in this passage that really highlights some of the things that the SAT does to manipulate us and the things that we should do so that we don't get manipulated.